Hey everyone, it's Niall and Tomas, and we are back with another reaction video. And today we're going to be reacting to Cyprus's entry for Eurovision 2024. They are sending Silia Kapsis, which is our youngest contestant of the year, if I'm not mistaken, 17 years old. That's crazy. And she's going to be bringing the song Liar, and we are going to react to her song right now. So let's see what Cyprus has to offer. Dramatic start.
It sort of looks a bit like a teen soap opera at the start there.
It's about to go down 'cause I found out.
Or like, what's it called? Temptation Island, or stuff like that.
I mean, I've seen this video. It might be Temptation Island for some of these people.
Should've known you're a troublemaker, but you act too nice to hate.
I do quite love this beat.
Yeah, she's got a good vocal as well.
She's lost too much money.
Take a look at yourself, 'cause that is what you need to do. 'Cause the only problem in this room.
It does give off that, you know, those summer vibes, doesn't it?
Yeah. Are you okay that they're not wearing grey sweatpants right now?
Yeah.
You lie.
I mean, they might be in Malmö.
Waking up in the morning and I'm feeling like ooh la la. Now I know that your heart and your mind don't align, la la. I can see it in you.
I'm always surprised when I see like these really young kids doing Eurovision. They never look their age, do they? She doesn't look 17, does she?
No, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't look 30 or anything, but I guess like around 20 or something. I mean, those guys are definitely not 17. This is where we're going to get the dance break on stage.
Yeah. I hope it's better than that, because that wasn't that dancey there.
Take a look at yourself, 'cause that is what you need to do. 'Cause the only problem in this room is about you, 'cause you're a liar.
Hey, that was Cyprus.
Woo! Right, well, Tomas, what do you think?
Yeah, I have to say, obviously, by the time of recording this, the song has been out for a while. We've heard it a couple of times now. We've seen it performed live in Amsterdam, and it's grown on me. It's one of the songs when it came out, I was like, another girl bop with a dance break. We've seen it all before, and we have seen it all before. It's nothing new. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it's still fun.
Mm-hmm.
It still makes you, you know, bop along. It's easy to remember. It does what it needs to do. You know, if you think about a girl bop at Eurovision, this is sort of what you expect. So it's familiar, and that can be a good thing. I liked her performance in Amsterdam. I want to say that she did have the backing dancers. It did give us a little bit of a taste of what we can expect in Malmö. But the music video doesn't really grab me. Like, there's nothing there visually where I'm like, oh, this is very cool. Whereas in some other music videos of similar songs that we've listened to, we did get a bit of a sort of a concept that looked impressive. This does not. So I think this is really going to rely on those couple of seconds with a dance break. I'm expecting some, I don't know, some fireworks, something exploding on stage.
I mean, at Cyprus, we know they love fireworks.
Yeah, they do. You know, they've done it with Fuego, you know, Eleni Forera, they've done it with Tamta. I think they've done it. I don't know if there was any fireworks with El Diablo. I don't know. but it was also like
There was
similar
fire.
sounding. There was fire, so I'm expecting something similar. We know that they're good at that, so I would like to see Cyprus sending something different for a change. You could argue that they sent something different last year, obviously, with Andrew Lambrou. But I feel like Cyprus is sort of stuck a little bit in that, girl bop or sad boys, and I kind of want to like steer them out of that. Like just do something new. But as long as they're not ready to do something different, they may as well keep going with this because it's obviously working for them. Those songs that we have mentioned have given them considerable results. Obviously Eleni Furera came second, out of nowhere, really, with killer staging. I think the only one that didn't qualify was Ella. Yeah, which ironically is my favorite of all of them. I really love that song.
The thing you're saying about doing something different, I feel like that was a bit different, and they weren't rewarded for it. So I do understand to a degree why they would go back,
but they weren't rewarded. You do not reward a song that is as poorly performed as that one was. I'm sorry. I was devastated when I saw the staging. I mean, there was nothing wrong per se with the staging, but there just wasn't a lot going on. They had that sort of like shell-shaped thing on stage that they were lying on or sort of sitting in. It looked pretty, but that was about it. There was not really much happening. I think it was all a bit too subdued. The vocal was not good at all. She sounded off a lot of the time. So I really do think that they killed their own chances there. If the performance had been good enough, I would have seen it qualify. I don't think it would have made top 10, but it would have done better, and it would have given them a considerable result. So,
I want to go back to what you said about the music video, because I have a massive gripe about this music video. It seems something you would get produced for a kids bop, whatever music video. And
sort of MTV as well. It reminded me of the MTV days,
But it just feels so empty. And I do like the fact that there's obviously a narrative behind it, which you don't always get in girl pop music videos. Sometimes it is just performing. But it just feels you can tell it was definitely on a bit of a budget, because it just feels sort of empty and a little bit, going for the easiest common denominator. But when you listen to it without the music video or watch a live performance that isn't exactly like the music video, you're like, oh, okay, I can see this now. Like, when this was released with the music video, I kind of wish they had been like some other countries and just not bothered with a music video to a certain degree, because it actually detracts from the song. Which is interesting. But that. It's not going to affect its chances at Eurovision because it's got a bad music video. We're not going to see that. It's just a gripe I have, and I had to get it off my chest. I had to vent about it.
But the thing about budget as well is, look at what Greece did with the music video. I mean, that hardly took budget. I mean, in the Greek music video, she's basically just walking around Athens, filming random stuff, and okay, they had the car and doing the little, those tricks with that car. That was cool, but I don't think it was a huge budget. So you can make it work with not a lot of money. This one just took me back to like I said, MTV, when you had all these kind of like party songs that were sort of like playing out in a club, people dancing, and it's just, it doesn't give you a lot. Yeah.
I think we said in the podcast that we both have this as a qualifier. Even if it's sort of a question mark over it, it's one of the more borderline ones. If it qualifies, how do you see it? Because I could see this coming very close to the bottom.
Yeah. And I want to emphasize again that even if you come last in the final this year as a qualifier, you still get a considerable result, because it is such a strong year. Just qualifying alone is going to be, I think like for most countries, qualifying is the goal, like the main goal, just getting to that final, getting to perform your song again. And that will already be a success. So if you do come bottom 3 in that final, who cares? Like, look at the competition that you had. We might have a fan favorite in the bottom 5 that sort of like gets completely overlooked. You don't know. It might happen where there's going to be some upsets. I do agree. It's not. I do see it as a qualifier, just because I think it's the type of song that does tend to do well, even though it is a little generic. And again, that sounds very negative, but I don't mean it in a negative way. It is very basic. We've seen it all before, but it does tend to do well. This kind of song does tend to appeal to a lot of people, just because it is such a simple pop song. So, so I do think it's qualifying. But then, yeah, I'd say anywhere between 16 and 26 or 25. I don't know how many countries there are in the final this year.
26,
I think.
Yeah,
Big Five and
Big
Sweden.
5 in Sweden. Yeah.
Yeah. So somewhere around there, I think.
Yeah, it's difficult, but I do think it's a good song. Do we think, here's the big question, do we think Greece will give this 12 points in the jury vote this year? Because they didn't last year, and it caused a bit of upset.
I mean, depending on how pissed off Greece still is for not qualifying last year. I don't know. They have given the 12 to Cyprus with less than this. This is arguably one of Cyprus's better and more fun songs that they have sent, not just in the last couple of years per se, but just overall. They've given 12 points to Cyprus on occasions where I was like, really?
Yeah.
Like, so I wouldn't be shocked by any of those scenarios. Like, if they don't, I wouldn't be shocked, but if they do, I wouldn't be shocked either. But I like, especially now with the jury vote, like at least in the old days when it was a mixture of jury vote and televote and you didn't have those separate, voting rounds, then at least if they got the 12, you could say like, oh, okay, well, the public probably gave it a lot of points and that's how it got the 12 in the end. But now you just have a professional panel of juries giving 12 points to a song that is just not worthy of 12 points. So would it shock me? No. But would it bother me? Yeah, it kind of would. Like, you cannot possibly listen to this song in the lineup that is this year and then say that is the best one. It is just not. And if it does happen again, I really do think, but that's a discussion for another video, I really do think that the EBU needs to rethink the juries in some way. I'm not saying that they should disappear. I'm not saying that they should have less of a say, but they do need to reevaluate that. Like, how can we make sure that this sort of stuff does not happen again? But that's not just with Cyprus and Greece. We see it happening with the Nordics. We see it happening with the Balkans. We see it happening with Western Europe. Sort of sticking together a little bit.
Greece and Cyprus is just the one that clearly sticks out in everyone's mind. But we
had it with Turkey and Azerbaijan as well. When they were competing together, there was not a single year where they did not exchange the 12 points. So I have my thumb off like this. Oh God.
Okay, and we will discuss that, I guess. We want to discuss that in the podcast, so you can listen to that here. You can watch it on YouTube, like and subscribe, and ring the little bell, get notified. It's also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. If it's not available where you would like us to make it available, let us know, and we'll do our best. You can take a look at niallpoints.com and at niallpoints on Twitter and Instagram. Oh, again, big breath. We need to figure out a new way to do that. There's too many things now. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at niallpoints.
And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Paidatomerio.
And we'll see you next time, guys. Bye. Right.